Diary 1 of Brent Sohlden. Admin. Administrator. Oh happy day. Posts, 423. April 27, 2025 at 6:48 a.m. Post by admin on April 27, 2025 at 6:48 a.m. Anyone is allowed to post commentary at any time as I post my diaries to this site. In time I will be keeping my diary solely on this site. You can post commentary then too. Just agree to the ProBoard's TOS and privacy policy if you do not wish to register and wish to post as a guest. 1988 AD. Age, 6YRS. Undated entry, August. Location, first day of second grade. Teacher, Ms. Tiller. Home, Livingston Street, Flint, Michigan, a stone's throw from Saginaw RD, where the awesomely awesome outdoor McDonald's character-themed play place once stood before a so happy world had it removed. The very McDonald's Grandma Marge May Sohlden used to take me to get Happy Meals. On my first or so day of second grade my teacher gave me a steno pad to write in. I wrote. Drawing of a whole bunch of stars and moons creping on the ground. One day the nice Mr. Sun was shining on the ground below. But. Last edited by admin, February 7, 2023, 1:03 a.m. Last edit, April 27, 2025 at 7:34 a.m. by admin. Admin, today is the first day in writing my first real diary, after some of my school.
May 6th, 1997, Tuesday.
Diaries and Brent's records. Many things will be taught and spoken of during the course of this scant reconstructed diary, but it should not always stay that way forever and will likely see many changes and alterations and added comments and outgrowths and additional words and entries, dates added to undated entries and complete transformation of entries or entire diaries, or the addition or insertion of entirely new records, diaries, logs and journals, sometimes breaking up existing records into 2 or 3 separate records or more, might be the case as early as in the kingdom of God on earth, in Zion. This is not like the word of God that is unchangeable or unalterable. This is the word of man, into which more and more truths, knowledge, facts, and additional insights and comments can be added constantly, not just by my future wife and I but by many others over time, and many subjects will be covered in my journal over time as I grow and mature, and eternally progress and am eternally refined. As these journals progress, more and more mature subject matter and stronger, meatier language will be employed. I will soon work in my portfolio, filled with my cartoons and drawings. We are starting a weather unit in my general studies class, 6th hour, in junior high. My dad, the first part of my name I reveal is Sohlden on PG 28. Of my original yellow diary, now lost until they are restored to me. The second part of my name I reveal is Brent on PG 92. Of my original yellow diary, now lost until they are restored to me. Had been reading The Lord of the Rings to me for a long time. Now he is reading me the Chronicles of Thomas Covenant the Unbeliever. He is just getting into the second book. It is now 7:37 and my half-sister is watching Rugrats on the groundbreaking television network Nickelodeon. In Mrs. Martz's first hour English class, we are reading a book called The Lottery Rose. In the book, a boy named Georgie Burgess who is abused by his mother and his mother's boyfriend, Steve, wins a rose bush in a store lottery. It is a great book. It is based on reality. In the book, Georgie Burgess, the boy who is abused, wins a rose bush in a store lottery. We do worksheets in class based on the book. It is easy. The book is based on reality, or, in other words, very realistic. In this class I learned the meaning of the word personification where a character in a book can be an inanimate object, such as the rose bush in The Lottery Rose or the rifle in the gun control agenda book The Rifle. In Ms. Jacobus's 2D period maths class, we are doing a unit on int integers. I find it to be easy. In science class, we are doing a unit on the environment. We have had to draw many pictures. I believe that my drawing skills were improved during the course of the science class. I had to draw 29 of one particular animal or plant. I chose cats, my favorite animal, and I drew them carefully.
Begs the question, why 29? Why 29? What in the world is that? Why 29?
trying to make them as real as possible. I also had to do quite a few other assignments that involved drawing. Once, in that class, me and a girl had to make sculptures out of pieces of garbage. We needed to use each other's pieces to create our two sculptures. She made a bird feeder and I made a bottle man. We had to do a sculpture with 5 pieces of garbage. My partner provided some other pieces of garbage that I used. We might as well have been working separate. One, she made a bird feeder. I made a bottle man. Well, this has been a very long entry, so I will stop writing. I will try to write every day. There are still tons of things to write about and they will be told throughout the course of my journal. Admin. Administrator. Oh, happy day. Posts, 423. April, in MRS Martz's first hour.
May 7th, Wednesday. Second day. I just finished my homework.
I have to do a project on the lottery rows. Bye. I'm eager to ride my bike. Admin. Administrator. Oh, happy day. Posts, 423. April 27th, 2025 at 7:48 a.m. Post by admin on April 27th, 2025 at 7:48 a.m. 05/08. Week 19, Day 2, Thursday. It is not what is gone, it is what is left behind. The Islarth War is the second book in the First Chronicles of Thomas Covenant. The First and Second Chronicles of Thomas Covenant the Unbeliever by Stephen Reeder Donaldson, by. Wasn't very long, was it? Lord Fowl's Bane equals 13.3333 px is the first book of the First Chronicles BLSKJ.
That equals 13.33 px is just a formatting thing that I just forgot to get out of there.
Study 3600, Final Warning V.
It happens when you copy both paste sometimes. May 9th.
Admin. Administrator. Oh, happy day. Posts, my half-sister and her Aunt Wendy are at
Week 19, Day 3, Friday.
Detroit. Dad is at work. In Mr. Wellsby's class, we usually see a movie every Friday. Every Thursday we play Bug Me in 6th hour.
Mr. Wellsby, not Wellsby.
It is like bingo, only vocabulary words are called off. Whenever you win, you get sent a mix-laden candy, chips or gum. A game that is often played in Mrs. Stone's 5th hour class is Quiet Ball. A ball is tossed around. If you talk, you're out. If you touch the ball and it lands on the floor, you're out. If you touch their ball and it hits the lights, you're out. Well, I'm done for today. Bye.
I think THER was autocorrect. Autocorrect doesn't change words that don't exist into words that do exist. It changes words that do exist into other words for no reason. Just to tick you off.
Admin. Administrator. Oh, happy day. Posts, 423. April 27th, 2025 at 7:50 a.m. Post by admin on April 27th, 2025 at 7:50 a.m. 05/10. Week 19, Day 4, Day 7 of the week, Sabbath, Saturn's Day, Saturday. Today, I went to the farmer's market in Flint. I had to carry huge branches to my grandma's house for a while today. In the end, I ended up helping Dad load up the wheelbarrow. 4-leaf clover, September 13th, 06. Now at Grandma Sohlden's house, in a medicine bottle. As of 2004. Now lost as of 10/17/2018 B.L.S. It is the second one I've found, but I've seen many since then. The first one I found I did not preserve, laminate, and it quickly wilted. I found it at the same place as the second one. Dad's front yard. Joy and her husband's yard had them, both big and small, and was full of the legendary clovers back when Noah, Nephi, and Nathaniel, my 3 cousins, were still young boys. Brent Sohlden, July 28, 2019, 15:31. Joy and her husband's yard was once full of 4-leaf clovers. I published, years before observing that fact, A photocopy of the second four-leaf clover I had kept and preserved in the newsletter I helped out on somewhere in Michigan, to prove to everyone the legend was real. 06-25,7-28-2019 AD. With small sticks. I had hamburgers for dinner. My grandma's backyard property is huge. She owns a lot of property. She has some woods, a garden, and a place where sticks have been thrown for years. Ever since I can remember, Grandma had put sticks in her backyard behind her backyard, in the woods. The sticks have come from her house and Dad's house. She also has a tree house built on her property by some boys who thought that it was their property. By Admin. Administrator. Oh happy day. Posts, 423. April 27, 2025 at 7:50 a.m. Post by admin on April 27, 2025 at 7:50 a.m. 05/11.
May 11th, week 19, day 5, day 1 of the week, Sabbath, Lord's Day.
Today, I spent all day with my grandma. I went to church with her. Then I went to my great uncle and aunt's house to celebrate Mother's Day, today. Me and Roger, a cousin, played a game called Bumper Pool. We went home, stopped at Richfield Park, went back to Grandma's, and Dad picked me up. It is past my bedtime. I had to plead to write today. By Admin. Administrator. Oh happy day. Posts, 423. April 27th, 20.
Mom, Renee, Dad, if you're watching this, thank you so much for letting me write that day. I really needed to record that. Thank you. I appreciate that.
25 at 7:51 a.m. Post by admin on April 27th, 2025 at 7:51 a.m. 05/12 Monday. I drew some cartoons in my portfolio. One of which was colored. The Hanger. I have drawn 32 cartoons in my portfolio. I draw cartoons because I want to be a cartoonist when I grow up. My cartoons are one-paneled, single-paneled, and they are getting better. One of my favorites of the cartoons I have drawn pictures a man performing on a stage in front of an audience. A cat, escaped from his cat caddy, comes and rubs against his legs while he is juggling knives. The caption beneath this particular cartoon reads, "Scene from Rescue 9/11, a reference to a TV show that ran in the
911, not
1990s featuring real-life emergencies.
Ever since September 11, 2001, 911 has read 9/11. Ugh.
In my cartoons, I have the following characters: people, a bacteria, an amoeba, stick people, monsters, dogs, cats, keys, a giant turtle, a talking cereal box, the Loch Ness Monster, a flying clock, a snake, Darth Vader, Humpty Dumpty, God, the Hydra, Rikki Tikki Tavi, Jabba the Hutt, a hammerhead alien Ithorian B.L.S.K. January 1st, 2021 AD 1:51 AM CDT, a deer, Happy Faces, Woodstock of Peanuts fame, an Imperial Stormtrooper from Star Wars, a living tornado, a living rain cloud, and a living word, boom. I have made 2 cartoons with God or my conception of God, 2 cartoons that have to do with hunting and fishing, 1 with hiking, 4 cartoons with cats, 2 cartoons with dogs, 2 with snakes, 3 about Star Wars, and 2 about the Earth. Other categories include auditioning, surprises in cereal boxes, stick people, microscopic worlds, prison, conversation among keys. A bit of redundancy here, but please bear with me. Equals B.L.S.K. 4:48 AM CDT 01/28/AD 2021 Thursday. Talking cereal, practical jokes, poking fun at phrases, words, and names, arm and a leg, airplane hangar, time flies, fishing, trains, restaurants, fortune-telling, and more. There are 9 cartoons poking fun at words, phrases, and names. I have to go. Bye. Some cartoons I drew for my portfolio, but I drew them better, a little, back then. These are more like rough sketches of those now lost cartoons. I dotted.
There's the first one. The hanger. Get it? The hanger. There's the second one. I need to open that. Make that bigger. You know, you really ought to gain some weight. Common sayings among sick people. Yeah, I'm gonna go bigger. Stick figure skating. This is what I meant by aspirations. The cereal boxes. One of them. The other one was a big old ship, like sea ship or ocean ship, ocean liner coming out of the cereal box. Those two like that. This is sweet Darth Vader. I know it looks more like Jabba the Hutt. This is sweet doctor. It's gonna see one of that. Oh, this is a good one. That right there is just part of my journal writing, and that's part of another cartoon. But that's the cartoon right there. That EX means that's an example of my cartoons that I wrote back then. That's supposed to be a shoe salesman who's measuring for his shoe. You get it. Self-explanatory. If you see Rikki Tikki Tavi, we're familiar with the story. Oops. Oops. Again, so if you can read any of that, there. This is Job of the Hutt, I that, and Imperial. You read all that already, right there. You read all that. But this cartoon is self-explanatory to any fan of because you tell me. I know it sounds like Super Tabby. I know it's Super Tabby. Here's the last one here. It's in red ink, so it's not as easy to see. Basically, he's like, what? And the clock's going by, and his wife says, time flies. And that there's an example. She's wearing a skirt like a woman should be wearing, but it looks like it squirts to me. Squirts to me. Okay. Okay. Last edited by admin, 3/31/2023, 4:42 a.m. Okay.
Imager.com/slu2tn1.jpg. April 27th, 2025 at 8:58 a.m. Post by admin on April 27th, 2025 at 8:58 a.m. 05/13. Tuesday. I made the final copies of the cartoons I drew yesterday. Later, I will see my half-sister's school concert. Grandma will be there, too. Bye. Admin. Administrator. Oh happy day. Posts. April 27th, 2025 at 9 a.m. Post by admin on April 27th, 2025 at 9 a.m. 05/14. Week 20, Day 1 Wednesday. My half-sister did very well in her solo yesterday. She sang Somewhere Over the Rainbow. She did not appear to be nervous. We saw the whole concert at the high school I will be going to from 1998 to 2002. At the end, the whole group of students that were performing went on stage, including my half-sister, and sang The Power of a Dream, which was the theme of the concert. A fifth grader led the song. He sang like a professional. Renee purchased a tape of the whole thing. It was a marvelous performance. Bye. Admin. Administrator. Oh happy day. Posts, 423.
May 15th, week 20, day 2, Thursday.
I drew 2 new cartoons for my portfolio. Bye. Admin. Administrator. Oh happy day. Posts, 420. April 27th, 2025 at 9:01 a.m. Post by admin on April 27th, 2025 at 9:01 a.m. 05/17. Week 20, Day 4 Day 7 of the week Sabbath Saturn's Day Saturday. Today, I sawed down trees in Grandma's backyard. I also did this a few days ago. Bye. Admin. Administrator. Oh happy day. Posts, 420. April 27th, 2025 at 9:01 a.m. Post by admin on April 27th, 2025 at 9:01 a.m. 05/20. Week 20, Day 7 Tuesday. My dad is starting a garden in Grandma's backyard field. Dad says the garden will be 40 feet by 40 feet. He will grow 16 different things. Cucumbers, squash, corn, green beans, lettuce, carrots, peas, pumpkins, cantaloupe, onions, and other things. Admin. Administrator. Oh happy day. Posts, 423. April 27th, 2025 at 9:02 a.m. Post by admin on April 27th, 2025 at 9:02 a.m. 05/22. Week 21, Day 1 Wednesday. It is almost summer vacation. Bye. Obtivgijklam Nopkrstavuksis. Admin. Administrator. Oh happy day. Posts, 423. April 27th, 2025 at 9:04 a.m. Post by admin on April 27th, 2025 at 9:04 a.m. 05/25. Week 21, Day 5 Day 1 of the week Lord's Day, Sabaoth. I forgot to write for a few days. I went to Grandma's yesterday, and continued a game of kickball with Grandma's neighbor, my neighbor's son. The score is 17, me, to 23. He also came over here, and we played a game of soccer. I forgot the score. Also, I drew another cartoon in my portfolio. The Grim Reaper is sitting in front of the TV watching Days of Our Deaths. Bye.
Oh, there's a second page. second page. Oh, happy day when the burden of my sins were washed away. Oh, happy day.
Diary 1 of Brent Sohlden.
Oh,
Admin. Administrator. Oh happy day. Posts, 423. April 27th, 2025 at 9:04 a.m. Post by admin on April 27th, 2025 at 9:04 a.m. 05/26. Week 21, Day 6 Monday. Today, I went through my portfolio and added detail to my cartoons. I also drew a new one. I think that my cartoons are becoming more original and detailed every time I draw them. I worked in the garden today. My neighbor's son helped us a little. I have to brush my teeth and get ready for bed. School is almost out. Bye. Admin. Administrator. Oh happy day. Posts, 423. April 27th, 2025 at 9:05 a.m. Post by admin on April 27th, 2025 at 9:05 a.m. 05/27. Week 21, Day 6 Monday. Tuesday. I have to do a presentation tomorrow. I am number 19. I have to clean up. Bye. Admin. Administrator. Oh happy day. Posts, 423. April 27th, 2025 at 9:06 a.m. Post by admin on April 27th, 2025 at 9:06 a.m. 05/29. Thursday. Yesterday my presentation was not done. It was done today, last. During the time I was supposed to do it, first, I was at a breakfast for honor roll students. Yesterday, I got my yearbook. I crossed a gang sign, VLK, Vice Lord Killers, off the cover's artwork and wrote, "Don't appreciate gang sign," on it. Bye. BLSKV. Bye. Admin. Administrator. Oh happy day. Posts, 423. April 27th, 2025 at 9:07 a.m. Post by admin on April 27th, 2025 at 9:07 a.m. 06/01. Sabaoth, Lord's Day. Yesterday, I was at Grandma's all day. We went to a garage sale, and got some free toys today. I got some free books. Bye. Admin. Administrator. Oh happy day. Posts, 423. April 27th, 2025 at 9:09 a.m. Post by admin on April 27th, 2025 at 9:09 a.m. 06/03. Tuesday. My free books were awesome. I got The Last Cow on the White House Lawn, and other little known facts about presidency. One thing that I never knew, among many other things, is that Harry S. Truman's middle name is actually S. Among other books, according to the historical drama, Hiroshima, starring Timothy Welsh, his middle name is actually the vulgarity commonly referred to by the euphemism the S word, referring to dung or feces. BLS 06.25.19. I also have the remarkable Mr. Franklin, a pop-up book about Benjamin Franklin. Another book I got was The Secret of Henry and Sam, a children's book, about two boys, with a surprise ending. The Secret of Henry and Sam. Because of the Holy Spirit I was drawn to this book even though I didn't believe in God. Brent Sohlden, September 13th, 06. Bye. Admin. Administrator. Oh happy day. Posts, 423. Sorry I haven't written in a while.
June 9th, week 23, day 6, Monday.
School ended. I went to a thrift store called Giants and got some pogs, then I went to Frankenmuth. In Frankenmuth, there were a lot of stores, filled with neat stuff. I got some pogs there, too at Scott's stuff. Every building in Frankenmuth was awesome. There was a big mall that used to be a school. Me, my half-sister, my stepmother, and my sister's aunt walked from store to store. Near the end, we came to a store with an Italian Alpine Village display. It was a bunch of very detailed clay figures, each doing different things, as if they had minds of their own. It was beautiful. The display was circulated around the events that took place on the 6th day of Christmas. Normally, it would have cost money, But that day,
6th day of Christmas.
it was free. The last stop was a Christmas store. Everything there was mechanical, except for a few things. Bronner's. The next day, we went to an open house and I met some relatives. We played games and ate food. Also yesterday, we planted seeds in the garden and watered them. Today, I went to the Detroit Zoo. I like the spider monkeys. By Admin. Administrator. Oh happy day. Posts, 400. I have a crush on a girl at school named
Post by admin on April 27th, 2025 at 9:16 a.m. 1998 AD, undated, pointer June, weekday, I think.
Maggie Savoy. Originally, since I didn't know the proper spelling of her name, I put Savoya and corrected it to Savoy later. She attended Mr. Stein's 6th period 8th grade English class, where I met her. Maggie was an olive-skinned female teenager with jet black hair, and keen bright eyes, and wise, and intelligent, in touch with God. I gave her a note that said I was interested in her after I gave her another note that said I had a crush on her in code. She returned a note back, written in purple ink, that said she was not interested in me and she wanted to be friends. She wanted to be my friend and was. But I misinterpreted the note as pure rejection, as if she had said back off. I want nothing to do with you ever. From that time onward, I waited for her and stalked her to no end, thinking it was just, or this is how I justified it, wanting to talk to her yet not being bold enough to stay in a friendship-type communication with her because of my shyness and nervousness, and she started having mixed feelings about me, then wanted nothing to do with me because of my acquired meanness, rudeness, jerkishness, and childishness. I smothered her, never giving her space, and although sometimes she had feelings for me, every time I would try to make things right between us I would then mess things up between us again. The fact that I wouldn't give her space both puzzled her and made her very uncomfortable. I stalked her to the point that she rightfully got a restraining order out on me in 12th grade. In 2002, something happened between us shortly before I was committed to a psych ward, at a police station, but I did not respond to her favor, because of my unbelief that she could ever favor me after my fawning and obsession. While I was at the psych ward, after I rejected the love of my first real girlfriend and witch, who, according to another witch I knew, taught her everything the other witch knew, and the other witch had no reason to lie about that, or did she? I don't know, Christina Irwin. It wasn't till 19 years after 2002, in 2021 AD, that I ended up at Maggie's doorstep in Bates City, driven to the road by her neighborhood by demonic voices and Satan's prophets, but God helped me escape from them, and led me through the woods, or at least that's the way I perceived it. Bye.
That's the end of that entry. Maggie, we really ought to compare notes. I want to look you in the eyes when I say that. Maggie, we really need to compare notes. I mean, desperately, we really need to compare notes. We need to compare notes. We actually need to. Wow. Okay. Next entry. Be here.
Excerpt from Diary 4. Brent rides again, 1998 to 9 AD. Admin. Administrator. Oh happy day. Posts, 423. Post by admin on April 27,
1998 or 1999 AD. Undated entry, pointer September.
Undated entry, put under September. From memory. I pray with students around the flagpole. When I say pray, I don't pray to God per se but to some upper entity who could be Zeus for all I know.
Per se.
Comment. This was back around 1998/early 99. I will never forget those words I wrote or the way in which I came to a basic belief in God, the God of the Bible and His Christ, and to mentally assent to thinking for 21 years that I had Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior, and details, sketchy as they may be, and how that head knowledge became heart knowledge and I became a true believer in a 3-year process 2019 to 2021. I went to a Bible study in my sophomore year but this only made me a believing practical pagan. I thought I was basically a good kid. I didn't drink, smoke, and was a virgin as I still am in 2021 AD, which was, in 1999, to my way of thinking, the key to living a good life, that in a doing and avoiding a few other things. I wasn't at the time concerned with heaven, hell, or salvation, and knew absolutely nothing of the higher things of God, such as Zion or celestial glory. I remember that it was that year that I read the first 40 chapters of Genesis in my Grandma Marge's old blue King James Bible. I also checked a Bible out of the high school library to use at the Bible study, which was after hours at my high school at 2:15 p.m. on the upstairs floor, just after the end of 6th period. At first, I kind of mentally assented to the lessons being taught at the lawyer's Bible study, although there were liberal leanings in Mike Thomas's brand of theology. I just assented to all of it, enjoying the insightful teaching, but never truly believed or had Christ in my heart, even after I was baptized twice, until October of 2019 AD. Or at least all these years I had thought I had been led in the sinner's prayer by a man named Wade, until a dream I had in 2019 revealed this did not happen, and I first truly received Christ with the conviction I needed to in October of 2019, 21 years after 1999 AD. In 1999 AD, while I was attending that Pure Fire Bible study, Dad opened a letter sent by Mike the lawyer that stated that Mike was going to pray for a man to suffer until he turned to Christ, which there was nothing at all wrong with, but Dad made a big brouhaha out of the matter, telling me the Bible study was a cult as Mike told me the RLDS was cultish. My dad or my father Lee Allen Sohlden is a good man who was not bad because of his misunderstanding, but was only looking out for my best interests. I submitted an article to the school paper promising repercussions if not printed, and a group of misguided but well-meaning teens ganged up on me and told me some Christian purist things and told me the article was offensive, which it certainly was and I am sorry for writing it, and handed me a tract, which a well-meaning atheist told me I shouldn't let them shove such sh down my throat. Then he handed the tract back to me, and the tract ran something like this. The 4 spiritual laws. 1. God loves you and offers a wonderful plan for your life. 2. Man is sinful and separated from God. Therefore, he cannot know and experience God's love and plan for his life. God. _____.
Basically, God, man trying to get to God. Okay. There's a man with Christ is man, and there's a cross reaching to God. And man's efforts to follow Christ is these little arrows, and they can't get to God. You can't climb enough ladders to get to heaven.
_____. Man. Man with Christ. God. _____. Caret. Man's efforts without Christ. Jesus brings men to his Father. 3. Jesus Christ is God's only provision for man's sin. Through him you can know and experience God's love and plan for your life. 4. We must individually receive Jesus Christ as Savior and Lord, then we can know and experience God's love and plan for our lives. Copyright 1965-2013 Bill Bright. All rights reserved. I claim fair use for transformative purposes BLSKJ, Study 3600, Final Warning V. Which I do believe in now. My grandmother, Mark Sohlden, put doubt in my heart by telling me this was wrong, then men paid for their own sins and that the Bible was written by men. My grandmother, Marjorie May Lehman Sohlden was a good woman with a good heart who just had some doubts, which did not make her a bad woman. Despite all this, I kept going to the group where I asked a man named Wade some questions once, and he gave me a personal NIV Bible, and I developed a false memory of him leading me in the sinner's prayer, which never really happened, with the conviction that I needed it until 2019 AD, in October 13th, years after my first true baptism and confirmation in November 2005. As a consequence of playing the part of believer, I, as would my half-sister later, though Dad was well-meaning, received persecution from my dad. But I forgave him. I was very overzealous, and my dad did help me in my semi-believing walk by drilling into me the law of love, the greatest commandment and the second, and protecting me from believing that Satan was good and God was bad by rebuking me sharply the very brief time I thought this. Also see letter of Aristes 1:26 BLSKV. Later Dad tried teaching me how to tithe properly, and from 2009 to 2015 he took me to many churches, and also a few times to 2 RLDS church branches of the Restoration Branch movement in Michigan, and to my grandma Marge Sohlden's memorial service at the Clio Road Community of Christ in Vassar, Michigan, the new location of the Westwood congregation that my grandparents Will and Marge Sohlden used to take my half-sister and I to as children, where my grandfather, Toivo Wilfred Sohlden Koivo Paulo III, ordained as a priest in 1966 and later superannuated, served as a minister. The memorial service was beautiful and spirit-filled, and I reconciled with a woman I had once wronged there. Last edited by admin, July 25, 2023, 8 p.m. Admin. Administrator. Oh, happy day.
Mark, if you want to do it right now, turn on YouTube and go to my Brent Sohlden channel.
Alright, listen to me very carefully. I just want to tell you something. I want to compliment you what you tried to tell me this morning on your post, and I appreciate you trying to give a truthful account like you believe. Okay? That's very, very important to me, okay? Because I appreciate that. You haven't lied to me when you did, and I appreciate that. Because, if you lie to me about your beliefs, then that's even worse than actually believing in them. Okay?
Right.
Understand?
Yeah.
Okay, but anyway, I hope and pray that you correct your false beliefs someday, but that's up to you. I don't want you to trust in my words. I don't want you to even think about it. I want you to trust in the holy words of Jesus.
Well, did you see? Okay? Did you see what I did for you on your website?
Yeah. I see that. I've seen some of your comments, which I disagree with a lot. Okay, I gave you a post of what I believe in, and you can see it for yourself. And hey, we're free to disagree.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. And of course, I've got a more independent site than what was previously given. And you give me co-administratorship, which is important.
Remember, we gotta run a major decision by me first.
Oh, yeah, but bottom line is, major what?
You gotta run a major decision by me first.
I understand. Okay, no problem. But anyway, the bottom line is, if I figure out how to make a complete independent website on my own, I will consider it. But until now, we'll just agree to disagree, and just in a spirit of peace.
The only thing I did was put it on my introduction.
All right, listen.
I didn't put it anywhere else.
All right, in spirit of peace. Let's just agree to disagree, and just keep on going with trying to support the truth of Joe Smith Jr. in every single way.
I agree. Yes, I agree with that. Yes. Mark, you don't need to create a third website just because we did that.
I saw your thing, and I do agree that you told the truth.
Okay.
And it's not that it's truthful to me, it's truthful to you.
Right.
Okay, now listen to me very carefully. If you told me a lie and you didn't believe in those things, then I would be even more angry at you.
Okay.
You got it? I'm disappointed you're not listening to me. And you're not listening to the spirit of truth, which is in me right now, to tell you that Joseph Smith Jr. is 100% correct in every single revelation he brought.
I believe he was. Absolutely he was.
Beyond measure.
Absolutely he was. I believe that.
Oh, yeah, right. But then you quote against my disagreement that everything after Section 110 isn't profitable at all, which I disagree vehemently.
Mark, I gotta go. We can talk about this later, okay?
Right, bottom line
I'm right in the middle of making a video. If you want to watch my video, turn on YouTube right now. It's live.
I don't want to listen to your video, Brett. I don't want to, okay? I'm sorry. But please understand, I'm not trying to make you seem like I'm not paying attention to you.
Well, that's how I feel, Mark. That's how I feel.
I'm calling you right now. I'm calling you personally. You can feel how you want to. I'm calling you personally, so you won't feel that way.
Well, what? I would, if you were on live right now, I would watch you.
No, online?
I would too. Yes, I would.
Oh, so you're gonna treat? I gotta treat you like you treat me.
I wish you would. It would be nice.
Okay. Okay, listen to me very carefully. I'm sorry, but I don't see your additions as profitable. I don't. And you're saying, well, I'm profitable for you, Mark. Let's go. And he said, you ain't agree with it. No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't. And you think I do? Well, I don't. So please don't take it offense to it. I don't agree with your stance. I do not. I vehemently oppose it.
What stance? What stance are you talking about?
I'm talking about your overall attitude toward truth, which is not my view.
I believe all things that are true. What do you believe in?
Well, the point being is, I support Joseph Smith Jr.'s prophecies in every single way.
So do I.
I believe that Joseph Smith was spoken through Jesus personally.
So do I.
Oh, but you tend to vary from my reports, okay, in a slight way, and I'm not saying fully, but in a slight way that's a little bit different than what I believe is true. And we gotta just say, okay, we have disagreements. Let's just put them on hold until Jesus teaches us exactly together, both of us.
If you don't get taught before the door, the gate shut, you'll be excluded from the kingdom.
I believe Jesus will teach us both.
No, you gotta learn before the gate shuts. If you don't learn before the gate shuts, you'll be excluded from the kingdom.
But the gate is not closed yet, and you know it hasn't.
It will shut. It will shut if you don't learn before the gate shuts.
Listen to me. You're trying to talk over me. While in this life we have the opportunity to listen to everything that we can learn from this life, so we can learn how better to choose God who is not this life.
Well, you don't, Mark. You don't.
Oh yeah, I don't. Okay, fine. You can believe I don't.
You close your mind, you close your eyes, you close your heart to greater truth, Mark. You close your mind, you close your eyes, you close your heart to greater truth.
Yeah, you do the same thing to me.
I never do that to you. Never.
Do whatever you want to do. It's your life. Do what you want to do. Okay, Brent, listen to me. Jay said a good thing. He said, do whatever you want to do.
Then do whatever you want to do. I'm going to keep helping you with your website, though. Love you. Bye. Please help me keep helping you for your mind. Bye. I love you.
Posts, 423. Post by admin on April 27, 2025 at 9:44 a.m. AD 1999. 07/16. Friday. I wanted to contribute to the Phantom Menace humorous version, so I signed up for the Force.net and tore into it, making a sloppy offering, though later contributions were much improved. I wrote very little of the first version of TPMHV. Through the years I helped keep the HVs alive, eventually compiling and editing them in 2021 to 22. In 2023 Arc and Ultramassive Uberso joined me in helping with them. Gender_Tarvin helped in 2002. Darth Revan helped in 2005. I got in a little trouble editing the HVs, accused of plagiarism, and banned for a year and 6 months from TF.N for that and other minor offenses, but kept the rules since then and walked more circumspectly on the boards.
Okay.
Diary 10 of Brent Sohlden, Old Series, 2000 AD. Admin. Administrator. Oh happy day. Posts, 423. Post by admin on April 27, 2025 at 9:48 a.m. 2000 AD. Location, Dads and Moms, Stepmothers, House, Flint MI. 5/09. Tuesday day 158. Page 1518. My neighbor's son gave me a bunch of Hardy Boys books today. Now I officially own 29 Hardy Boys books. Nancy Drew and Hardy Boys. Danger Down Under. / to right of title indicates I have read since I wrote in my journal in 2000 AD. Original series. The Sinister Signpost. Footprints Under the Window. The Mystery of the Melted Coins. / the Ghost at Skeleton Rock. The Clue of the Broken Blade. The Secret of Wildcat Swamp. The Voodoo Plot / Day of the Dinosaur / Cross Country Crime. / Trial and Terror. Hardy Boys Case Files. / Dead on Target. Trouble in the Pipeline. Collision Course. Countdown to Terror. Final Cut / Thick as Thieves. / The Dead Season. The Deadliest Dare / Running on Empty / Without a Trace. Diplomatic Deceit / Blood Money / Terror on Track, page 1516. / Mission, Mayhem. A Taste for Terror / Law of the Jungle / Bad Chemistry / Sky High / Some other ones I know I finished, that I didn't own then. Case Files. Danger in the Fifth Dimension / Original series. The race car one that I read to my golden retriever / Irish setter mix read while in my garage at Dad and Grandma's house between 2009 to 2015 while I was waiting for pizza delivery / The one about Daesh's shield / The Ape Man's Secret / The Serpent Tooth's Mystery /
Shield.
Crusade of the Flaming Sword / Nancy Drew. While the Clock Ticked / The Clue in the Attic / So good I read it a second time. Dead on Target / Admin. Administrator. Oh happy day. Posts, 423. Post by admin on April 27, 2025 at 9:48 a.m. 05.
May 10th. Wednesday, day 159.
Dad took me to China One Buffet. They had some delicious food there. I have finished Soul Harvest and am on PG81 of Apollyon, now on PG204 of Armageddon 10/22/012 by admin. Administrator. Oh happy day. Posts, 423. Post by admin on April 27, 2025 at 9:49 a.m. 05/11. Day 5 of the week, day 160. I'm reading a different daily devotional guide, have been reading it since May 1st. It's called The Upper Room and seems very good. Still, like Our Daily Bread, it never focuses on Zion or the greatest commandment. Oh, help me God. Dad says that if I talk to his best friend's father, I'll believe that what Mark tells me is nuts like Dad believes. Dad told me I'm too sick mentally to work with Mark on any books. Dad told Mark not to talk with me about religion. Page 1517. Anymore. Mark promised Dad he wouldn't, though the other day he kinda did. But I want to help Mark keep any promises he made to Dad, so I can't call him anymore, at least until Dad is sure my mental illness is cured. Lord, heal me. Make me whole, Jesus. I need Mark to help me examine the usefulness of my Discovery Series booklets, and the usefulness of all of RBC's booklets and resources. Good news. I just gave my rough outline of my Zion booklet to Mark. He also got 2 of my Discovery Series booklets. Knowing God through Revelation and the message of the prophets, Muhammad and the Messiah. Hopefully, Mark will work on our booklet, What is Zion? If what Mark says is true, then we should spread the word and create our own ministry. But not make sure we can get help from and possibly corroborate with RBC? It's a big goal, I know. But with RBC's help, we can start the flow of real truth that will overtake the world as if by flood. By the way, if Mark and I can pull this the rest of this entry is lost until Mags restores it to me BLSKV. I didn't comprehend it at the time, but I was full of zeal for my new beliefs and followed Mark, who would in time lead me astray. Mark's beliefs were good, or most of them, but he did not practice what he preached at all. His female mentor and caretaker when he first lived in Missouri, a spiritual Jezebel, led him astray when he was in Zion, but even before he went to Zion he had unsolvable problems and he was very naughty in his practical living standards. His philosophy of life was very worldly and it didn't seem like his female mentor helped any. When I tried giving the booklets to Mark in my embryonic state of belief, they were intercepted by my parents, who were concerned for me, knowing Mark's badness, and Dad not sharing his beliefs on top of that. Mark never saw the booklets during that time as far as I know, but I may have showed them to him later during my life. Eventually, when I came of age and moved to Grandma's house, Mark got hold of me. He used the truth of the gospel as bait for his false teaching of the nudity doctrines. He did teach me some valuable things, however. He taught me that all things were created spiritually before they were created physically. He taught me that the earth was hollow and that the center was inhabited, hell, Abraham's bosom, and the Nephilim and Nazis are down there, and perhaps small righteous pockets of civilization, little lights in a dark false light of an inner world. God chided people in the Bible for digging into the earth. He taught me that baptism for the dead was by proxy, which even Joy did not believe, and because Joy didn't believe it, neither did I until I saw that baptism for the dead was by proxy in RLDS Church History Volume 2. But most importantly, he taught me the basics of the gospel and the church, and I came to believe gradually from the time I was in high school until the year 2003, and in the year 2003, made my final decision to believe, come what may. Later, after visiting Zion and returning, meeting true saints, my testimony was stronger. Dad told me that within 2 years I would deny the Book of Mormon, and 2 years later to the day I stood up in the congregation of the Israel's Gathering Restoration Branch as a baptized and confirmed member and declared the truthfulness of the book that Joseph Smith translated in 1829. BLS. It was after November 15, 2003 that I began again to believe in the fullness of the gospel, after I stopped believing in it after 2000 AD. BLS September 16, 2018 AD. Mark's mentors raised Mark as an adult when he had used to live in Zion. My uncle, not Mark, Calith the female caregiver and mentor, a Jezebel, June 25, 2019 ADB.L.S.
Well, that's the end of that stream. Hope you enjoyed. Wish Mark would have tuned in. You would have got to know me better. Bye.